Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we have an unboxing, but not just any unboxing. It's a Build-A-Figure Golga. This is from the Monday Night Wars. So as you know, in the past, what they've done is they have two from WWE, two from WCW. So we're going to open up this group, and then at the end, we're going to build Golga. Now, one of the things I love about these sets is that, number one, you get to build a figure of somebody who's probably never going to get a standalone figure. Because if I ask anybody who Golga is, unless you were born and watching wrestling in that time frame, you probably have no idea. Even though underneath the mask, it was the one and only Earthquake. That's right, the same Earthquake as this guy in this picture. That's right. So what we're going to do, we're going to unbox them, we're going to talk about them, and then we're going to maybe we'll rank them. I got a feeling I will. So let's just go from there. Let's have a good time. All right. Now that we have the British Bulldog taken out of this package, I must admit I am a British Bulldog fan. I don't know why. I love his short hair look. I like the braided hair. I love it whenever he was part of the British Bulldogs. So kind of biased towards this one. But the one thing that I do like about this outfit, as opposed to some of the other ones, is that white outfit. I think anytime that you have a wrestler that has a white outfit on, it absolutely pops. I think that's because most of them wear dark colors. Black, is primarily the biggest one. But anytime that you can get them out of that kind of look, I think it makes it so much better. Now, the one thing that I think is kind of funny is maybe for the time, this is 1995 British Bulldog, so he's feuding with Shawn Michaels for the world title type thing. But that tan is awfully dark. And you can kind of see in the picture, I guess it does kind of mirror it. But for me, it's a little bit darker than what I'm used to seeing the British Bulldog. I'm usually seeing him kind of paler. But kudos to them. They make him look really, really young. You could almost, if you were going to build a character yourself or customize it, you could almost use that head for his son, Harry, who had a brief stint in WWE and has actually been killing it in the independent circuit, sir. So, I mean, just something to kind of think about. British Bulldog looking great. Like I said, the white tights really popping next to that tan. I mean, it just really, really nice and clean. No smudges on it. Comes with 3 sets of hands. You see the fist holding ones right there, mic holding hands, and open palm hands. And then he also comes with the leg for Golga. So, with that being said, let's open up the next one, which is going to be Hardcore Hack. So, kind of like Golga, this is going to be another one of those that we're probably not going to be clamoring too much for if you're a wrestling fan, because let's face it, WCW did not do Hardcore Hack, as they called him, very much justice. But to be fair, Sandman is not somebody that you could take out of ECW and bring into something as mainstream as WCW at that time. Now, Hardcore Hack, as we know, around this time, this is about 1999. WCW is trying to emulate some of the stuff that WWE is doing and ECW. So they started out their own hardcore division. With that, some of the big names that they decided to bring over was Sandman from ECW. Sandman, known for coming out of the rafters, drinking a beer, smoking cigarettes, smacking the beer on his forehead, making himself bleed, and then getting into a match. Let's just say that it didn't go very well with censors for WCW. Nice attempt. And once again, it was kind of a power grab of, hey, we have the money, let's go ahead and take him before WWE tries to take him, which I don't know if he would have correlated even back then with WWE. He really didn't do it after 2002, whenever WWE ended up purchasing ECW and tried to bring him over. He just didn't correlate with the audience. There's a big difference between ECW fans and WWE fans. So, looking at this character, though, I love that they put in the barbed wire because, as you can see in the picture behind him, he did come down with barbed wire already wrapped around him. His famous kendo stick as he was getting ready to beat some head in. But as far as the figure itself goes, pretty plain Jane. Pair of jeans, black jeans, a gray shirt, barbed wire, kendo sticks. The head is almost the spot-on head from Sandman that we got. Really cool to get this figure for nostalgic purposes and to kind of round out your stable, I guess. But really, he's not going to be one of those people that are very well known from WCW and stuff. So, glad that we got this figure. I don't see us getting Hardcore Hack again. Maybe some more Sandmans, but not this one. Next up is Booker T, and I have got to say, this is one of those that I was really excited that they actually made into a figure after having so many Harlem Heats thing. And then, yes, he is King Booker. He's Booker T from WWE, but this is when he first started out on his independence run. This is about 1997. He wins the TV title from, I believe, Disco Inferno, but that match, I mean, at that time they were kind of swapping out titles just to try to give some excitement to WCW. But if you want to watch some of Booker T's absolute greatest matches, and unfortunately WWE will never talk about or acknowledge, and the reason being is because it's him best of 7 around mid 1998. It's Booker T best of 7 against Chris Benoit, ultimately shot him to main event status because those matches were so good. A lot of people still talk about him now, but as we all know, Chris Benoit is kind of like a dirty word in WWE, so they don't talk too much about him, if at all. But if it wasn't for those matches, Booker T, I don't think would have actually been on the map. This, even though it says 97, he didn't change up his gear too much. And that was actually the title that they were kind of fighting for, was the number one contenders for the TV title that Fit Finlay had at the time. So a chase that I haven't been able to find, which it's him with the flames on, but the pants are white instead of black. And like you just heard, I really like it when people are wearing those white tights because they really pop. But still, if you can find this one, it's a great one to have. And if, like I said before, if you have a chance to watch it, watch the best of 7, Booker T versus Chris Benoit. Last of the original 4 before you build the figure is Kane. Now, this is Kane from 2000, according to the package on the side. Raw, June 26, 2020. We've had a ton of different Kanes. So this is going to be just another reprint. You kind of have to buy this one in order to get the whole set, to get the Golga and everything like that. Smart marketing. It's getting people to buy a figure that they probably wouldn't have bought. I know I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have bought it just a standalone Kane because, like I said, I've seen so many other kinds and I've gotten them. So, I mean, for what it is, it's Kane. Your basic black and red. You know, no frills. Got a mask. Got long hair. Comes with punching hands, but that's about the difference than what you're seeing right there. So, pretty plain Jane as far as when it comes to wrestling figures. Kane, seen it time and time again. So, let's move on to Golga. All right, we have Golga. Now, like I said before, basically this is Earthquake with the mask on, but there's some things that are missing from this figure that you would see on TV. He was part of the team The Oddities, which at that time was very big into showing off Cartman from South Park. So he'd come out with a Cartman doll. He would have a shirt on that would have Cartman on the face. Obviously, they can't do this, so they did the best they possibly can. But that is what it is missing from the actual wrestler itself. So pretty cool. These weren't a very big popular thing. They were kind of a little bit of comic relief in the wrestling world during the wrestling Monday Night Wars. They'd come out with ICP. ICP would branch off to go to WCW for a little bit and then actually start their own wrestling fed. I mean, obviously their music was kind of a little bit on the more risque side. So, of course, I listened to it because, well, it was a little bit more comical. But with that being said, this is the Monday Night Wars series that has the Build-A-Figure Golga. If I were to rank it, I would have to go with British Bulldog because he looks amazing. Booker T looks awesome. Then you have Hardcore Hack and Golga kind of in third place. And then the very last place is going to be Kane. Nothing against Kane. It's just a Kane that we've seen numerous times, that kind of thing. If you like this and you like content like this, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if you have any suggestions or would like to start up a conversation, comment on the thing. I'm always responding back to people. So have a great day. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to others. Until next time, have a great day.